Good morning, everyone. It is Rabbit, and welcome. It took several weeks longer than I planned to actually hunker down and get this new session rolling, but we are finally here with our new Let's Play project, which is obviously, as you can tell from just the title of the video, the Granstream Saga for the PlayStation 1. Now, I'll kind of get into my little intro banter with you here in a moment, but I think there's some text that we'll be reading shortly. And here it is. In that world, between beginning and end, lie established happenings laid out, chapter to chapter, in the book of the Almighty Being. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited. And each and every event written there emanates from the will of the author. The pages that complete each chapter we call time. All right, game, I see you. We're getting a little deep starting out. But who is to know when and if the story ends? I don't know. Shall we find out? Within the parameters of this adventure and this story being laid out. And that world was ending. As if a book were finished being read. But the evil that lived within the closing book ripped the end chapter asunder with gnashing teeth, leaving the multiplication to begin. The multiplication of what? Of what? You can't just throw all this at us, game, and then not give us any other context. Fascinating. But yes, my friends, as I just said about a minute ago, welcome to our next Let's Play project, the Granstream Saga for the PlayStation 1. I know that I had intended for this to debut closer to the end or very first week of October, but oh my goodness, you guys, it just did not happen quite that way. So I do want to open by thanking you guys for your patience as you waited for this new series to roll out. And I guess just diving into anything that I really have to say before our adventure begins. Well, first thing, I always like to kind of wait and see if there's a second intro reel or something that kind of gets thrown our way, but it looks like no, just going to be a demo, and we don't really need to see that because, you know, spoilers and everything, game. I mean, I guess technically it's not really a spoiler to see the demo, but I'd rather have all of the game's content revealed to me by me playing, not by me watching one of the developers play. So, anyway, as I was saying, thank you very much for your patience as we kind of awaited the start of this new series. We are here. We are ready to rock and roll. I am super pumped about it. I hope you are as well. As for my own personal experience with this game, and don't mind me, I'm just hopping in here just in case that other screen still made the demo or little introductory scene kind of roll. I want to have a minute or two to chat with you guys before we get started. You know how it goes with me. So as I mentioned, my name is Rabbit. If you are new to any of my series here, I tend to play a lot of retro style games, either in the form of detailed walkthrough / guides or blind playthroughs or blind let's plays. This is going to fall into that latter category, so I'm vaguely familiar with the Granstream Saga. You guys know I've been an avid fan of video games, especially the more obscure ones, for a long time, since I was just a tiny tot, to be honest. I grew up playing a lot of video games, and this was one that unfortunately, even though I had seen it and I've seen the box art, and I honestly, just seeing that demo reel, I know that I've seen a couple screenshots and maybe some gameplay of it at a friend's house. We probably rented it at some point, but I personally have never undertaken this particular PSX title on my own, so I couldn't even tell you the name of the protagonist. Outside of the cover of the game, sort of the art style and I guess the visual style of the game, I don't know anything about this. So if you are looking for a 100% guide or some sort of detailed walkthrough for the Granstream Saga, this is your forewarning. This ain't it, Chief. So please don't look for too much insight regarding my commentary. I'm here just to have a good time and foster some new memories with you guys as we embark on a new journey in the virtual world together. any other things that I guess I normally have to share with you. If I have a detailed past with the game, I love kind of reminiscing, but obviously that's not the case here. So with all of that being said and done, let's go ahead and prep to dive in. But last thing I want to mention is, as you guys are well aware, content creation does take a considerable amount of time. That's why when things kind of pop up, like, a job change or a move, sometimes I have to take a week or two hiatus. So if you guys do feel like giving back to the channel, outside of just watching, although I do want to mention that you taking the time to watch my content and leave comments and, foster these memories alongside me while I'm playing, and, you're either playing it with me or just sharing your memories and experiences playing with me as I'm learning things for the first time. That is so remarkable, and I love that very much. So please don't think you need to go above and beyond that. But if you would like to contribute monetarily to the growth of the channel, or at least it being more self-sustaining, for replacing equipment and all that good stuff, I do have two, options in terms of tip jars. So I do have a Patreon, which you can find links to everything in the description of every single video that I post on the channel, as well as on the channel itself, the About Me tab / section has kind of all those links outlined for you. So I do have that Patreon where if you want to even give $1 a month, you can consider that basically you sponsoring this series or any other series that I have played. I've completed like 20 some games on this channel, and I would say we've got at least another 20 in us, friends. So let's keep that ball rolling and that pain train moving forward. And outside of Patreon, if you don't really like the idea of an ongoing like $1 or $2 being pulled every single month from you to my channel, you can do a one-time donation / a one-time tip through PayPal. And again, I have links in the description of this video and the About Me tab of the channel. There's also a coffee account, but essentially it's like PayPal, but a little fancier, I guess. So you can use that too. Technically, I guess there are 3 revenue streams and tip jars for you to utilize if you so choose. But all right, friends, that is it. We covered my background with the game. We went through the opening of the game itself, and I have invited you to sponsor the game if you would like. But it's all up to you. Why don't we go ahead and get the actual adventure started? So I hopped here into the key configuration menu. I don't think I want to change any of our controls. I'm scanning. I think we're actually good. I'm not going to change any of the configurations. Like I said, I mostly like to hop in there for the sake of not having the demo reel or opening scene kind of roll again. But I don't think there's anything else for us to do. I don't have any data to load. So what do you say? Let's click start. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so excited. Oh, now I do recall that they have like anime cutscenes in the game. I don't know if there's voice acting though. Well, that answers that. What is going on? And I'm getting some Legend of Zelda cartoon vibes from this. Are you guys with me, or am I alone here? What?
The chicks are going to die.
The chicks? Like the chickens? Is that what he's referring to? Oh, of the birds. I got you. Oh. Is the old guy not gonna talk? Wait, so he just stole? Well, I guess I understand. Not sure that was worth you almost dying.
100 years ago, in the Granstream Nebula, a great war devastated the land. After years of skirmishes, 2 opposing forces clashed in a final confrontation. One faction was led by the Imperial Wizardry, the other by the Allied Spirit Army. As the battle raged on, the Imperial Wizardry activated a dangerous weapon both sides had agreed to ban. The weapon was fired into the core of the planet to destroy enemy territory, but a miscalculation disturbed the planet's axis, melting ice caps and triggering tidal waves that would eventually cause complete submersion beneath the sea. Foreseeing this tragedy, 4 wise men used a magical control tower called Air Limb to keep 4 continents from sinking. Each wise man used a magic orb to power Air Limb, but the orbs had to be re-energized at regular intervals, so the wise men left a magic orb on each continent with their descendants, the new wise men, to carry on their work. Now, the inhabitants of the floating continents are intent on building a new world. But suddenly, all of the new wise men are starting to disappear, and there have been rumors of Imperial Wizardry warship sightings. Without the new wise men, the lands of Shilf, Aquas, Volcos, and Zephyr are beginning to slowly sink into the sea. Once again, an entire civilization is threatened with extinction.
Oh, that makes sense now why it crumbled, and I guess why he was so intent on saving the birds. It's kind of a representation of his life, right? That's interesting. Okay, so several years have passed since the wise men who lifted the 4 islands disappeared. Each land is now slowly running out of energy to float and drifting into the sea. That's sad. Somewhere between the sky and the ocean lies the wind continent of Shilf. To slow down its descent, parts of the land are being sliced off, making it lighter. Oh, that's what we witnessed. That older guy was actively removing part of the land. But I don't really understand how that would diminish the descent rate. Do you guys know what I'm saying? How? I get that it makes it lighter, but is it the actual weight that's pulling it down? Is this a result of a gravitational pull, or is it a loss of magic? Because I don't really think if this is related to magic on its own, you removing parts of the land will make a difference. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I digress. Let's let the game keep on keeping on. So the town of Arona is located on the land of Shilf. As the world approaches its certain doom, the inhabitants hope for salvation. Well, I hope for it for them too. A huge mountain stands in the center of the land. At its base stands a small shack. There lives an archaeologist named Valos and his adopted son, Eon. The 2 are responsible for slicing off the land with the help of a magic stone. Today, after their work is completed, the 2 head back home. Okay, and that was what we witnessed, was them doing the slicing and the dicing, and then Eon, I guess, has a heart for nature and had to save the little chicks. I hope he placed them back on the ground, though, so that the birds could resume caring for them. Otherwise, what'd you save them for? Oh, very cool. I like that they've got a little bit of artwork accompanying the text. Nice touch. I see you, 1998 video game adventure. Oh, guys, I'm so excited for us to be playing this together. But okay, Valos says, Eon, where have you been? I moved the bird's nest to a safe place. Oh, that's crazy. I was just wondering what happened to that. I see. That was a valiant rescue, but very foolish. See, that's what I was saying. I don't know if that was worth him almost dying for, but I get it, I have a strong love of Mother Nature as well, and all the creatures of Mother Earth. What's wrong, Valos? You look troubled. The truth is, Eon, the magic stone we used today to slice off land was the very last one. Oh gosh. So they're not reusable? Oh no, what are we going to do? We won't be able to make the land any lighter. It will probably sink. But we need to have a long talk. Let's go inside. Well, this is unfortunate. Why don't their sprites have faces inside Valos' house? Actually, you know what? I think that's one of the signature pieces of this game that I recall people always talking about, was how there are no faces. I guess they thought that the portraits that accompany all of the dialogue would be sufficient in conveying the state of the conversation or the state of the mood of the characters, but I think it's weird that there's not even a stagnant face portrayed here. I mean, come on. What are we doing? Anyway, Eon says, isn't there anything we can do to stop Shilf from sinking? I'm afraid not. The magic has steadily decreased over the last few years. Sadly, each continent is sinking toward the sea. And if we do not find answers soon, the lands will vanish. What about the magic stones? The one we used today was the last one. We can't slice off any more land. We can't depend on the other continents either. We can't even be sure of where they are. The other continents use the same floating power as ours. They are called Volcos, Aquas, and Zephyr. I wonder how they are faring? I hope they're still there. Well, if this happened to us, it makes sense that they would also be on the verge of running out of stone power, right? It saddens me to think of our grim future. I'm afraid we are running out of time. Eon, why don't you make us some tea now? So are there any other people that live in this place? What's the matter? The tea set is in the chest at the side of the bed. The tea has such a soothing effect on me, you, and everyone else. You suspect that something might be inside the barrel. It's empty. Okay, so this is gonna be one of those games where we gotta sniff out everything. So we wonder if something's inside of the jar. There isn't much water left. I better go get some more before we run out. So I'm gonna just look at everything. Here's a stove. Sometimes games won't throw too much at you in terms of things you can interact with in your environment, but it looks like this is one that will kind of sprinkle some secrets around. Those are Valos's books. Terrific. I didn't necessarily... Is this how you save, I guess? Hey, Eon. Valos looks quite upset. I guess he did tell me to make some tea. What's the matter? The tea... So he ended up smacking me? I don't know if that was necessary, Dad. What are you doing? Okay, let's take a look at some of our interface. As you guys kind of also know, maybe not, since it depends on the game, but I tend to, for some games, keep my videos around 20 to 25 minutes long, so I think it'd be nice if we kind of wrapped up episode number 1 by learning a little bit more about the interface before we propel the actual story and narrative forward. So let's look at items. Do I come with anything? I've got dried herbs, dried out medicinal or medical herb, restores little LP. LP, I wonder if that's going to be like HP basically, like life points might be what it stands for. Oh no, because if we look at the top, LP is at the top, and then HP is right below it. So LP might be, well, I was gonna say might be magic, but to the right, MP is 100F. I don't know. Hopefully the game will explain. High potion, refined magical potion, increases MP by 180. So magic is still going to be influenced by MP. Panther Eye, gem with mysterious powers, detects mimics. I don't know what that means. What is LP and how is it different from HP? So if we had anything to equip, I guess this is where we would do it. I honestly can't interact with anything on this screen. So magic, we know healing, which restores LP low, consumes 40 MP. So LP is like your health gauge. Healing restores LP low. Wait, it's the same thing, right? I guess there's an F and there's a B. I don't honestly know. That's so weird. I guess it's an orb that you carry and that influences... Oh my goodness, you guys, I have no idea how the mechanics are going to work for combat in this game. Hopefully it'll kind of explain or we'll at least understand things and have a firmer grasp as we move forward. So GP, I'm guessing, is our gold, maybe? The currency? Or I don't know what it stands for, but attack is 0, defense is 0. We can't interact with anything here. What is the scepter? And options. Oh, we can make... Oh, that's great. Quit game. Oh, nice. Yeah, I always like the text to actually scroll as fast as possible. If it can. Yeah, let's test that back out on Valos. Oh yeah, it just all comes up and that way I can just read it all at my own speed and not the game's pace. Okay, well, very interesting. Well, my friends, as I just mentioned, for certain games, I kind of like to hover around that 20-minute mark. Others, I think, 25 to 30 is a little more appropriate. If you do have any thoughts on what you think would be a suitable time limit for a game of this sort, definitely feel free to leave your feedback. I think I don't want the episodes to go on for too terribly long. I'm not sure how gripping the narrative is going to be and how much downtime there will be, but that will certainly influence what official timestamp I tend to follow as the game moves forward. So thank you very much for watching. As I've already mentioned at least 3 times, I am beyond thrilled to be undertaking this LP for you guys. I hope you are as excited as I am to have another retro gaming adventure with me, your host Rabbit. I think the Granstream Saga is going to be a fun one, or at the very least, I doubt it's going to be so long that it's going to droll on and on and on, and we're going to be riding that struggle bus. That's the goal anyway, right? We don't want to be just itching for the conclusion to come, and I don't suspect that'll be the case. So I hope you guys again are as pumped and thrilled and just taken aback by my choice. I hope that I surprise some of you in a good way, and I eagerly look forward to us uncovering all the secrets of this game together. So until episode number 2, my friends, take care, be good, and I, your host Rabbit, will catch up with you in just a moment, and we will continue the story by actually grabbing the tea set and pouring Valos a nice piping hot cup of tea. Not sure how this is going to address the situation at hand, but hey, you gotta get, I guess, your comforts wherever you can, whenever you can. So I'll see you guys here in just a moment.